Elijah Craig is credited as being the father of bourbon, mainly for the fact that he is attributed with using charred barrels for the first time. A lot of different stories out there that say how he ended up using charred barrels, and one of the stories is that he had some containers that had either shipped pickles or fish, and so he thought that a good idea would be to actually burn the inside of the barrel to remove those odors and potential tastes that could exist inside those barrels from what they had stored before. So he'd done that, put the whiskey in it, shipped it down the Ohio and the Mississippi, comes out in New Orleans, this nice copper color, different flavors than just your typical corn whiskey flavor profile. And they wanted to tell the story and honor the story of not just American whiskey, but bourbon as well. And we feel like that, you know, we had a small batch that existed before there was really a term small batch. And that's when we came out with the 12-year age stated 94 proof Elijah Craig that was released in 1985. And then out of that has been born, you know, the 18-year-old, the 23, and also the barrel proof.
So the Reserve Series really highlights the best distilleries and the best bourbons in the world and the work that goes into it on their end, the time that they've taken to age these barrels. This year, we're working with Heaven Hill, once again, for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. We really think that the age of these barrels, in this case, the 12-year-old Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, makes for one of the best bourbons in the world, and certainly makes for an excellent Bourbon County Stout.
So Elijah Craig, you know, just like any other whiskey that we're making, it could go in the barrel the exact same day, be put in different warehouses, and in each warehouse you have different floors, and you can get a completely different tasting product in all the different age intervals, whether it's 2, 4, 6, 12, 18, 23. As it ages, we start to get a little more selective about which barrels are going to end up in which brand. So it gives us a lot of variability with the same mash bill, and then also within the same family like Elijah Craig. We have the 12-year barrel proof that last year in 2017 won Whiskey Advocate's Whiskey of the Year. And that's not just in bourbon, that's not just, you know, in American whiskey, that is global whiskey. So when you guys got access to these barrels, and you know, even before we knew we were going to win the award, you guys end up with these 12-year-old barrels. Well, that's super cool for us because, you know, not only did we win this award, well, now there's an opportunity for somebody else to have those barrels and do something really, really cool with it. So without us even knowing it, you know, this whole thing has a second life, which for us is incredible.
Yeah.
That amber copper color that we're always looking for. It's got good texture to it. You know, the nose on this one is fantastic. I mean, it's heavy caramel vanilla. I get a little bit of some cherry notes in it, which, you know, I will get that on occasion with some of these barrel proof that we pull. Coats the tongue a little bit, not completely, but definitely getting some of those heavy caramel notes, some oakiness and toast, but this definitely fits the profile of what we're looking for an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. You know, the coolest thing about, you know, this barrel that we just sampled is it's going to get dumped and bottled. You're always curious as to what's truly going on in that barrel. So we taste a lot of stuff at Barrel Proof. I prefer higher proof, and I just like things how they existed in the barrel. And you know, it's just something that I truly enjoy the process of selecting these barrels, mainly because when it hits the market, they're experiencing pretty much the same thing I did when I'm selecting those barrels.
This is actually from a reserve barrel, one of your 12-year-old Elijah Craig Barrel Proof barrels.
Great nose on this. I get a little bit of citrus on that.
Absolutely.
The citrus nose on that is very pronounced to me, whereas, you know, I was getting a very strong cherry note in some of the other barrels.
That was a great pickup on this. I feel like the Reserve takes those notes, pushes it up a little bit.
For us to have barrels that were used to make, you know, our Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that was selected, you know, Whiskey of the Year by Whiskey Advocate, so that you guys get access to those barrels to do the Bourbon County Stout Reserve for this year is just really, really cool. We couldn't have picked a better group to work with, and I'm excited to see how it turns out.